Hi, I'm Kimberly Ewing. This is the show Women Talk, and I am delighted to be here with you today to talk a little bit about living a professional and personal life as a woman with grace. And so we have Jennifer Litton Singer here with us. Hi, Jennifer.
Kim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I thought of this topic about how women have to live in the professional world, but also have their personal world and the mothers and the wives and even friendship, how to keep it all kind of spinning together. And I thought of you.
Well, thanks. The plates are spinning.
Absolutely.
Around my head
all of
all
them,
times.
All the time. Probably even in your sleep, I would say.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit, Jen. What I know about you is that you're the executive director of the Bright Futures for Youth, which used to be the Friendship Club. And then you've brought in all of these amazing people, have grown quite a bit. And so here you are, the executive director, the leader of this major movement in our community for our youth and giving them opportunities. But also you are a mother of 3 girls under 18.
Yes, I am.
Hello. Wow.
And twins.
And twins.
We just got to throw that in there.
2 twin girls under 15.
They're 12.
They're 12, so under 13. So there's that dynamic. And then, of course, you are a wife.
Yes.
And you guys have been married how long?
20 years February.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So then also a wife, but also a friend. We're friends outside of this container. And I do get to see you on occasion. Sometimes, not that often.
Not that often.
But to add another part of that, Jen, is that you also have, like I share this with you, we have aging parents. And luckily they live nearby, but these are our days as women, professional women, that we're in the sandwich years is what they call it.
Right.
Where you have children at home in pretty difficult times, the teenage years, right? And then of course you have your own business and your own profession, but then you have to then care for your elder parents.
Right.
Maybe not
Not
as
messed
much.
Yet.
Which
Mom
is
and
good.
Dad, you're doing great.
Yeah.
But yes, we are caring for my mother-in-law though.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely a stressor.
Yeah. And so my question is, like, you know, when we talk about women here on the show, how, on a day-to-day basis, one, how does it feel like to have all of that kind of on you? Because it's a lot.
It's a lot. I would say that most days my shoulders feel pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably the hardest part, you know, of my job or managing is just that weight, you know, not feeling like maybe you're showing up 100% in all the places you would like to. And so kind of continuously evaluating that and what can I do in my home life to make that work for work? What can I do at work to make that work for home? I do have you know, a unique position in that I have been with this organization. I helped found it for about 30 years.
I know, yes. It was founded in what, 1995?
Yes.
Okay, so it's been around. But
And
it's expanded.
It has
so
expanded
much.
greatly. And so in the last 4 years, we really ran Friendship Club pretty as is, status quo for about 20 years. And then we went through this, hey, what's going on in the community? We need to kind of adjust to be relevant to what's needed for youth in our community, and the needs had changed. And so we started our program for homeless youth, and then we got into the conversation with NEO about merging, and it made so much sense for the community. And that's actually where I thrive best in my organization. I am the visionary. I am a visionary. I'm not the only visionary there, but I'm that one who's like, yes, you guys, this is the idea. This is worth pursuing. Getting people on board, getting them excited, and making change. And that's what we've been doing for the last 4 years, is really making change kind of every day. You know, expansions, getting things going better, that kind of a thing. And that's the space that I really show up in and get energy from, and it's exciting, and I like to be a part of that. And so as I think about, you know, my contributions to the organization, I think about what are the strengths that I truly bring, what's the value I bring to the organization, and then what I have always been a proponent of is shared leadership.
Right.
Because I am not the expert in all the things over there. I know all the things. I can walk in and out and support teams and staff as needed, but there's no chance that this organization would survive without more of a leadership sharing model. And so I guess I just say that because especially in nonprofit, that is often the hardest thing to do, because that means more dollars and more support. But it's also the only way to actually function and do the work and maybe meet your mission.
For sure.
Right?
And
Because that's what we're all
sustainability.
supposed to be doing.
Right.
Is meeting that mission. And so I think that was something, thankfully, our board has always looked to and understood when we've needed to pull on staff and infrastructure. You know, it's about safety and sharing leadership and having more than one smart person in the room. You know, you have to have that team.
Right.
And so I think that is one way why I can do it all, is because I have a trusted team back at the office who's making the day-to-day happen, so that I can kind of keep my eyes on the bigger picture and the vision and the connections in the community that help drive that work forward. So I think having a great team at home, at work. And then I'm also lucky in the fact that my husband doesn't have to work full-time all of the year. He's a seasonal worker.
Right, that's right.
And so he's actually, he's been home a lot. And so he can keep kind of some of that going at home.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm like about having a team.
And you know what? I love that about you, Jen.
I'm a team approach kind of girl.
Because you can relinquish you can delegate.
I'm a
and
good
with
delegator.
pride. A lot of people in leadership have a hard time doing that.
Yeah. And I understand that, but I really look around, and I'm especially talking to my executive director friends, that you can't do it all. You can't do it all forever, and so it's important to build in that support for you anyway, and thinking about what's that future. Because if you're that person who's completely burning the candle at both ends and you're doing everything, like, you're gonna burn out.
Right, the
and
sustainability
then you out,
factor.
and then they got to go find somebody else. And
Exactly.
so that really doesn't work either. And so, I think I'm a team approach kind of girl.
Well, and
that's how
the
I get
tip.
it done.
So that's the tip if anyone's listening.
Yes, team.
It's like, find the people that you can trust and can lead with you, and that gives you a little bit of the freedom to then look at the other parts of your life.
Right.
I mean, that's huge for you and for people in leadership roles like you are. I have a statistic I wanted to share with you.
Okay.
The U.S. Department of Labor in 2024 said 72% of mothers work with kids or one kid under 18. Isn't that a phenomenally high number? 71%?
Yes, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all been in dual income,
Most of the
modeling
time.
for a long time. And it's such a balance. You want to have that career, you want to have that, but then, you're missing out at home too. And so I guess there's always the guilt factor.
Is there a
then
guilt
that's something
factor
you
for
gotta-
you? Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
But I think
How
you're doing
can-
all of it pretty darn well,
well,
I'm going to say.
thanks. Well, thanks. Thanks. I do my best.
Yeah.
But
And your sense of humor. She has a great sense of humor. And I think that softens a lot with your leadership and the stress of the job, but also with your family and understanding and them understanding you.
Right.
Like, a good sense of humor helps with just all the things that life brings on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think at home too, especially when you're in our kind of work too, it's, you're out there saving the world, like, I need you at home.
Right.
And so, trying to give space for that and make sure that you show up for your family when they need it. And again, I have a luxury, I think it is a luxury, and I'm very grateful for it, to have that team there doing that, so that I could stay home if I needed to, or I can, be flexible,
Yes.
or, COVID sucked, but it brought us Zoom, and that helps a lot.
It
Time
sure
management.
does, and yet your job doesn't diminish, your work doesn't diminish just because you're on a Zoom call. Like, there's a lot of information and good community work through Zoom,
Right.
and I think also partnership with your husband and your kids, like you create partnerships,
Right.
And that's another key thing for women listening, or men. It's like partnership is key, because when one person's down, the other can lift and maybe seesaw it back and forth.
Yeah. And the only thing I'd like to add to that is that's why we have NEO Youth Center. That's why we have
Yes.
Friendship Club. In part is because the reality is two parents are usually working, and they're not in flexible positions, and they can't just take off at 3:30 to go get their kid. And so I hope that you know, the community sees Neo as it's really an offering to community so that parents can do what they have to do and know that their kids are in a cool place having fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that note, I want to promote what she does at Bright Futures for Youth. Tell us quickly 3 things that you guys do over there, and let the community know how they can reach out if they wanted to help.
Yeah, so we have 3 programs. Neo is for all kids, 6th grade and up. They can come after school. We're open 5 days a week. It's an awesome place for them to be, get fed, have fun, be with friends, learn new things. It's great. Friendship Club works with young women 12 to 18 who might have some challenges going on at home or in school or with friendships and need some extra supports. And so they're in that program all the way through high school if they want to be. And then our SAFE program works with homeless youth. And so those are our kiddos who are couch surfing out there, who are unconnected to their families and support systems. And we have a case management program, housing navigation, basic needs, making sure they're getting that. So yeah, it's a
amazing.
Lot. We have about probably 500 kids a month kind of that we're serving at least. We'll probably feed them about 20,000 meals next year.
Wow.
So our kitchen and food program has expanded quite significantly.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a great thing, and still supported primarily by community. And
Isn't that amazing?
We need more friends.
That's
Call
right,
us.
more. And so if they wanted to call or see you online, how could someone who's watching do that?
So we're online at bffyouth.org, or give us a call, 530-265-4311. And we're located in Grass Valley at the Litton building, 200
there.
Litton Drive. And it's a great place for kids. Lots of love and energy and fun. We just had 2 different versions of Thanksgiving dinner over the last 5 days.
I've loved that tradition.
Yeah, it's really fun. We had it in-house this year because we have the room to do it now,
yes.
and that was really fun. And yeah, it's just sweet to see these kiddos who, they can just kind of leave their stuff, come in, have fun, enjoy, build community, and it's a great place.
So it's such an important thing about women and in leadership, and Jen Singer is a great example for that. So thank you for being here, Jen.
Thanks,
it's such a pleasure.
Thank you.
So we'll be back another time with Women Talk real soon. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kimberly Ewing. Take care.